Yo! What's good, everybody? It's your boy King Don. I'm back with another video. Today I'm going to be doing what if Midoriya was a Technopath. See, I was supposed to do this like last week, but things happened. So anyways, I'm not going to waste any time. Without further ado, let's get started. So the story will start off where Izuku Midoriya is born as usual, and mostly everything would go the same in anime, until Bakugo would get his quirk and would start to bully Izuku. Like in the anime, Bakugo would be bullying a kid and Izuku would jump in trying to stop him. "Stop it, Kachan! I won't let you do this! Hey, it's the quirkless loser Izuku! Deku, step out of our way or you're gonna get hurt." Izuku's like, "No!" Bakugo just replies, "Alright then, get him!" So Bakugo and his crew would just start jumping Izuku, and Izuku would just start to shout, "No! No, please stop! No!" And suddenly he'll get a burst of energy and say, "Stop!" And then suddenly Izuku's quirk would activate, and then anything electrical would just explode around him, just going haywire. The electrical cables would come off and just swinging all over the place, emitting electricity out of it, and Bakugo and his crew would just be freaked out and run away. Izuku would also go back home while using his quirk, and when he starts to look around, he would see the world's different. He'd look and he would just see where all the cables are and all the electricity flowing everywhere, and he'd be so impressed, and he would just be doing this the whole way back home, and he would just be so, I wouldn't say freaked out, but amazed of what he's seeing. Izuku would come home and he would shout for his mom, but she would be at work. Izuku would go to the computer and Izuku would think, "Wait, maybe I can watch that All Might video," and automatically the computer would turn on. Izuku would be surprised and would not pay much attention to it and go straight to the All Might video. Izuku would watch the video quite a lot of times until another video popped up talking about the technology is the future. And Izuku would be confused about this and he would continue to watch it. The video was an interview with Pro Hero Support Hero Power Loader, and he's explaining that how technology has developed all these years and it's only gonna get better and better, and that technology is the future. It connects us to everywhere. Technology controls the world. And he's really excited about that, and he is waiting for the next person that will revolutionize the whole world of technology. And technology connects us all to all over the place, and he is very excited to be a part of it. And the video would end and Izuku would just start thinking, technology is the future? And he would look at his hands, like looking at himself, saying, "But I feel like something's different. My quirk activated and I'm not sure what it is, but this video, I don't know, but it's just making things clear to me." And Izuku would slowly push his hand to the computer screen, and suddenly Izuku would touch the screen and he'll transfer right inside the computer. And Izuku would be in this dark void saying, "Whoa, where am I?" And suddenly just an AI looking thing pops up. It's like, "Welcome, Izuku Midoriya." And Izuku would be like, "Oh, where am I?" He's like, "Well, you're in the internet, of course." And Izuku's like, whoa, wait, how did I do that?" "Well, so you used your quirk, and you're in the internet." I don't understand the question. And Izuku's like, "Whoa, what? Yeah, this is crazy." And the lady asked, well, the AI asked, so, what would you like to know? And Izuku's like, I'm not sure. The video was talking about how the internet connects everyone and it's everywhere, controls the world. I want to understand why. She's like, I don't understand the question. And Izuku's like, I want to know everything. And the AI was like, alright then. And then suddenly the AI just starts to expand and he's like, it's searching everything, and Izuku's like, what's happening? And she's like, transfer complete. And Izuku's like, wait, what are the... Suddenly a big blast would happen and Izuku would be knocked away, but as he's getting knocked away in his mind, he's just getting planted so much information from different places. He would just like kind of had this mind explosion, just looking everywhere, just and Izuku suddenly would just get shot out of the computer and he would just be on the floor saying, that was awesome. So then suddenly when Izuku's on the floor, Inko would walk in saying, Izuku, are you okay? And Izuku's just talking, he's like thinking about all the possibilities. It's like, I could do this and all that stuff. And Inko's like, Izuku, are you okay? And she like helps Izuku up and she's like, Izuku, why were you on the floor? And Izuku was just looks at his mom. He's like, Mom, don't you understand the possibilities? How it connects to everything. Oh my gosh, this is, I need to get a hand on my quirk. I need to start now. And Inko's like, what are you talking about, Izuku? And Izuku would just rush to the table, get a piece of paper and some crayons and just start drawing some ideas. And Inko would just think, it's just one of Izuku's things. And she would just shrug it off, you know, because she's tired from working her job and everything. Izuku would actually, what he saw in that was basically everything in the internet, and Izuku knows like all like stuff about like the world and how would the condition it is. He saw different ideas, different projects and all this stuff, and Izuku's mind is just being stimulated like so much, and I'm just gonna say his IQ has significantly increased. I hope I said that right. But yeah, it increased. And Izuku at this point is just trying to get all of these ideas down that he saw in the internet, and Izuku just finally comes up with this one thing that he knows this will help him become a hero. I basically done this in my What If Deku Was a Generational Genius, is that I'm gonna make Izuku, he's gonna be able to make these drones, and Izuku would be just he's just coming up with all these conclusions that I could do that, this, and all that, and finally he's done after one whole day. Izuku stayed out the whole night trying to complete this. Izuku would run straight to his mom before she left for work and tell her, Mama, and he would just start rambling on, and Inko would be like, Izuku, I'm gonna be late for work. He's like, alright then, after you come back at home, can I get something? And Inko agrees, thinking it's gonna be like a small toy, and she's like, alright then, sure, Izuku. And Izuku jumps up in joy and just starts to write down what he needs. So Inko would come back a few hours later and say, Izuku, I'm back. And Izuku's like, alright, are you ready to go? And Inko's like, alright then, let's go, Izuku. So where are we going? And Izuku's like, gives her the address and everything. So they take the bus there and they arrive, and Inko's like, Izuku, where are we? He's like, we're going to the a parts store. And she's like, parts store? And Izuku's like, yeah, I wanted to get some parts for this project I've been doing. And it's just, and Inko's like, okay, what's going on, Izuku? And Izuku, he's like, alright then, Mom, I unlocked my quirk yesterday. And she's like, wow, Izuku, you unlocked your quirk? What is it? And Izuku's just like, I'm not sure, but I'm sure it's something to do with technology. And yesterday, I had this weird experience. I went inside the computer and my mind is just expanded. Well, you could say that. And I just need to get these ideas down. And Inko's like, alright then, Izuku. So they go into the store and Izuku picks out the parts, and Inko's seeing the prices and she's like, ew, okay, but she'll accept it. And they go to the cashier and they total it up, and it's way over Inko's budget, and she's like, whoa, Izuku, we cannot get this. And Izuku's like, wait, why not? She's like, no, I can't afford this, Izuku. I thought we were only getting like a toy or something, like whole parts. I don't know about this, Izuku. And Izuku's like, why not? Dad used to get this stuff all the time. He used to spend this amount of money on both of us. And it's like, she's like, yeah, but you know, times change, Izuku. And Izuku just like, alright then, fine, I'm sorry. And Inko's like, alright, I'm sorry, Izuku. So they'll go back home and Izuku would just be kind of bummed, but will still continue to work on his designs for the drones. So Izuku would just think, how can I expand my powers? And he's like, oh yeah. So he goes back to the computer and he just he goes back to the AI and he asks, hey AI, what is my quirk? And she's just like, can you describe the quirk to me? And Izuku describes that, like, it feels like he can control technology in a sense, and well, I don't know, I'm able to come in over here and the internet takes that in and he gives out a result saying Izuku's a Technopath, and Izuku's a Technopath? And it gives out all the abilities. I'm not going to give Izuku all the abilities because I don't even know them all myself. I'm just going to give him abilities that I want him to have, so if you get mad at that, yeah, you're supposed to have this ability. Shut up. Shush. Alright? So Izuku sees all of this and he's like, whoa, I really have this power? And AI's like, well, your body is still small and you have no control over this, so you're gonna have to take time to know all this stuff. But right now, you seem to have technology manipulation. And Izuku kind of smiles and he's like, alright then. So Izuku goes out the AI and he continues to work on his thing. And Izuku goes onto the internet back again and he's like, I need these parts to finish this. He's like, Mom said we didn't afford it, but I don't believe her. It's like, wait, could I? And Izuku hacks into, well, doesn't really hack. He just asks the machine, yo, let me into the bank account. And he's able to see his mom's bank account and he sees that $50,000 has been like taken out of her account. And Izuku's like, wait, what? And he looks through all that history and he sees it's been transferred to another account. And Izuku goes even deeper and he sees that the account was made for Hisashi Midoriya. And Izuku's just confused. He's like, wait, what? And he's like, why did that? And he digs into it deeper and just like going through stuff, like finding whatever, until he finds the security camera. It was a fight between Inko and Toshinori saying, I'm done, Inko. Ever since we had that kid, everything's just been different. I'm done. I'm gone. And Inko's like, no, you can't leave this. You can't just leave your child. He's like, no, I've been working so hard and you guys just spend all my money. I'm done. And I'm taking my money with me. And Inko's just like, no. And he leaves and Izuku sees this video and just like, oh my god. And he realized there and then that his father left them. He took the money. That explains the $50,000 gone and just left them. And Izuku realizes why his mom was working so much is that she's been working extra hours and also taking another job just to pay this off. And he feels really bad just even having the thought to spend so much money on this stuff when he doesn't even know that they were struggling for money. And Izuku doesn't like this feeling and he's like, she doesn't deserve this. Mom doesn't deserve this. And Izuku's just saying this. He's like, she doesn't deserve this. And he's like, I'll make this straight. And he goes into the bank account and Izuku's like, I know this is not the most ethical thing to do, but I'll do anything for my mom. So Izuku basically takes $1 from everyone in Japan. Well, besides the people that are nearly in debt like him. More like he'll take a little more than from the rich people and all that stuff, and also disguise it. And Izuku, just by doing this and having the motivation to get his mom money and stuff, Izuku's developing his skills of, well, you know, going through stuff and hacking, you could say. Well, it's not really hack. Well, yeah, it's hacking. And yeah, Izuku eventually was able to get that $100 million into his mom's banking account, and is able to do it anonymously where it doesn't look suspicious at all. And Izuku realized just in those few hours, his power has been taken to another level because he wanted his mom to have a great life. And Izuku sees the 100 million, oh, I've been saying dollars, but yen, but you know, the equivalent, you know, $100 million to yen, because I just want him to be rich. So Izuku just smiles seeing this, and he just continues to work on his drone, and he stays up all night just waiting to hear his mom's reaction. So the next day, Inko wakes up and it's a Sunday at this point, and she's like, oh, I feel bad for not getting that for Izuku. Okay, maybe I can scratch something up. Yeah, I'll just work extra hours to get it. I need to get this for Izuku. And she's like, wait, let me check. So she goes onto her bank account, and she checks how much money she has until she's looking and she sees that they have $100 million into their bank account. And Enko sees this and she suddenly screams, ah! She's like, wait, no, this has to be something. Someone hacked our account. And she's looking at the stuff, and she calls the bank and she says, has there been any like suspicious things? Has the service been hacked or something? She's like, the lady's just like, no, everything has been working fine here. Is there any problem? Has there been suspicious activity in your bank account? And she's like, well, can you just double check? I'm not very sure. And the person checks, like, you know, typing loud and ish, and she's like, there seems to be no suspicious activity, and congratulations for your donations. And Inko's like, donations? She's like, yeah, you've been gifted by the GGI. And Inko's like, the GGI? She's like, you don't know the GGI? The organizations where they surprise gift people money. And well, seems to me you got the bonus. Maybe you have to upgrade to a platinum card now. And Inko's was like, wow. And the lady's like, this has never happened before, but congratulations, man, you're a millionaire. And Inko hangs up and she's like, oh my god, and she starts to scream and she's like, Izuku. And Izuku's still up from working on his thing, quickly goes to the bed acting like nothing happened, and he wakes up and Inko bursts into us, we're millionaires, how did this happen? And she's celebrating, and Izuku's like, yeah, you know, fake celebrating, until she starts to think it through, and she's like, but the GGI, those guys haven't been active for quite a while. And Izuku, did you do this? And Izuku's like, what are you talking about? I could never do this. And Inko's like, don't lie to me, young man. You told me that you unlocked your quirk, and that you went to the internet and you've gotten a lot smarter from that. With those two information right there, and me telling you yesterday that we didn't have enough money to get your parts, now suddenly we have $1 million in our bank account. Would you please explain how this is possible. And Izuku's like, alright then fine. I done it, Mom. She's like, Izuku, you can't be doing that stuff. It's wrong to steal from people. And Izuku's like, well, I had to do something, Mom. I couldn't just bear to see. She's like, no, it's my responsibility to supply us money. I have me and your father. And Izuku's like, you don't need to mention that guy. And then goes like, wait, what are you talking about? It's like, I know that he walked out on us. I know that he took $50,000 and just ran away. And it goes like, well, how did you? I was gonna tell you later. He's like, yeah. Whilst I was looking at your bank account, I saw that $50,000 was withdrawn from your bank account, and I went and done more digging, and I saw a security camera of you and Dad fighting, and yeah. And it goes like, I'm so sorry, Izuku. I wanted to tell you, but I couldn't bear to. Couldn't bear to see you cry, and I just wanted us to get back on our feet before I told you. And I know I'm so sorry. And Izuku's like, no, it's okay, Mom. You shouldn't be sorry. And I don't care for that scum that left off on us. See, now we have all this money. We don't need him. You can finally do your dream job. You can do whatever you want. I wanted you to have a great life for, bringing me into this world. And then Ko starts to cry, saying, thank you, Izuku, and hugging him. And she's like, alright then, let's get you those parts. And Izuku smiles, and they head down to the shop, and Izuku finally gets his parts to make his drone. So yeah, Izuku goes back home, and he starts to try to put them together, but he quickly finds out, even though he has this plenty of information and higher intelligence, this thing still hasn't been done before. So a 4-year-old trying to build this, it's pretty hard. And Izuku's trying to put it together while Inko's packing everything, just calling everyone, and she quitting her job, and Izuku's just trying to put this together. It's like, why isn't this working? It's like, oh, did I get the plans wrong? And he looks at it and he asks the machine, why is this wrong? And suddenly he just hears, well, your schematics is a bit wrong. You might want to adjust it 3 centimeters to the left, and get a motherboard Legacy 65 and put it at the north course of the motherboard. And it looks like, what the hell is that? And Izuku realizes, he's like, was that the machine? And Izuku realizes that he can freaking talk to machines. And the machine started to talk to him. He's like, well, you asked what's wrong, and I could see that you want to build a 2x5 schematic, I don't know, technology. And well, yeah, I'm telling you how we all fit together and how it actually would work. And it looks like, wait, you know what parts you want to be in? And he's like, well, yeah, I mean, if we're meant to be together, we know when we're meant to be together. Laughing, and all the other pieces laughing, and Zuko's just like, what this is weird. Weird. And he's like, wait, alright then, since could you guide me through this? I don't understand. And the computer starts to the machine part starts to explain the categories and how they work, and a lot of things that people don't know about these things, and they, what Izuku should do and all that stuff. And Izuku gets a lot of information just from these different parts, and he's just like, wow, that makes a lot of sense. And then he's fine. Suddenly he just starts to build the machine like it's Lego pieces. He's like, so he said the legacy board there, and the capacitor there, and whatever there, and the guys are like, yeah, you can do it, Deku. And it's like, the compressor there, and you gotta, and you get the, and he turns it on and says, yes, got the energy source done, and it was I make it seem like a freaking cartoon. Like in my head, I just pictured the machine part Sunny just gaining eyeballs and a mouth and hands and feet just splurge out. If you guys watch Sausage Party, like similar to that. Oh, I'm weird, man. Anyways, I accepted the fact and people are here to watch the whatever. So anyways, so yeah, Izuku finally got his source, his energy source for the machines, and at this point, yeah. So Inko has quit all her jobs and stuff, and she decided that, you know, since she have all this money and yeah, she wants to go for a dream job, and basically her dream job is to be could just say fashion designer, start her own label and all that stuff, and that's what she's gonna do. So she takes Izuku out of that preschool he was, and they move into the big house, you know, up in the hills of Japan, you know what I'm saying? Where the mansions at. The mansions. And Izuku moves in with this big house and all this stuff, and Izuku's quite impressed and happy that they're gonna have a great life, but he instantly goes to the room and starts working on the thing. So yeah, a few days will go past, and Inko has finally gotten a major deal for her clothing company, and Inko has to take Izuku since she hasn't found a school for him to go to, and she doesn't want to leave him alone in this giant house. So she takes him to the meeting, and Inko's like, yes, nice to meet you, Mr. Moto. I don't know, Mr. Yaoyorozu. And he's like, yeah, pleasure to be doing business with you. I hope this is gonna work out. She's like, yes. And oh, sorry if you don't mind, I brought my son. I had to bring him because I couldn't get anyone to take care of him. He's like, no problem, no problem. I brought my daughter here too. You know, maybe you guys should hang out. Making that laugh, and Izuku is like pointing, like signaling for the guy to kneel down, and the guy's like, oh, okay. What's up, kid? It's like, don't screw my mom over or you'll regret it. And the guy just kind of laughs. He's like, oh, your son's funny. Alright then. My assistant will guide you into the room with you, but have fun with my daughter. And it's just like, whatever, man. Izuku would sit down, starting to think about his quirk, and sees in just these few weeks, he's progressed with his quirk quite far. He's learned how to, you know, go into a computer and freaking talk to the internet, and he's able to control technology, and now he's able just to surf the internet and just find different bunch of information, and he's thinking what the different possibilities he could do, until a girl with black hair walked into the room, and she says, hi, I'm Momo Yaoyorozu. Nice to meet you. Izuku looks at Momo and says hi, and he continues to think. And Momo felt awkward and just say, so what are you thinking about? Izuku would just say, I was thinking about my quirk. And he said, my quirk is something called Technopath. I can control different technology and other more stuff, but you know, I don't want to get into the detail. And Mo will be like, whoa, that's an amazing quirk. It's not your quirk's way better than mine. And Izuku, he's like, what's your quirk then? He's like, well, my quirk is called creation. I can basically create anything as long as I know what is it called? The structure is made of or something. And Izuku, his face instantly lights up and starts to praise the quirk, and he's like, whoa, that quirk is actually pretty amazing. And he starts to, you know, ramble on and just start mumbling, and he's like, wait, what can you create? And Momo says, I can only really make dolls. And Izuku was still impressed and asked, hey, do you want to be friends? And Momo would be surprised and just say, sure. And Izuku and Momo start talking, and they'll just start running around, start playing like average 4-year-olds. Momo's father would see this, and because he sees that Momo's having fun with Inko's son, he would agree to Inko's dare and I guess sponsor her. I don't know. So yeah, and Izuku would like, nice to meet you, Momo. I hope you see you soon. She's like, see ya, and all that ish. So yeah, a few days will go past, and finally Inko has found a school for Izuku to go to. Izuku would be excited, but also over it, cause he had a bad experience with schools. Even though he wasn't there for long because of Bakugo and all that stuff, and now he's kind of glad that Bakugo's not here and all that stuff, and he can start new. Izuku wouldn't really talk to anyone because he's socially awkward, and until he got to lunch. Izuku would sit down and he would just be eating until someone sat down next to him, and he'd be like, who the hell? Oh, it's Momo! And Izuku would be excited and start to talk to her. And Momo would be like, wow, I didn't know you go to this school. He's like, yeah, I just came in. And they started talking, just being friends and all that stuff. So yeah. So Izuku and all that stuff, they'll be friends those whole things. So now I'm going to skip to 2 months before the anime. So yeah, they've been friends for that long. So at this point, 2 months before the anime, Izuku would be testing another part of his quirk, something that he theoretically could explore. He would call Momo on the phone saying, hey Momo, could you put your phone on the floor? I want to test something out. Momo's like, Izuku, I don't, and Izuku's like, come on please, and Momo would just sigh and reluctantly put the phone on the ground. And she would just be standing there like, and Izuku tell himself hard and focus. And then suddenly Izuku starts to go inside the telephone, and suddenly he would pop up in Momo's room and he'd be like, it worked! And he'll start jumping and know that his theory worked. He's like, I knew it! I knew since I could go in the other, and he'll start rambling on until Izuku would turn around. And Izuku's like, Momo, did you not see? And Momo and Izuku would look, and he would see that Momo was completely naked. Izuku's jaw would drop seeing Momo, and instantly would close his eyes with his face being completely red. Momo would scream with her face completely red, saying, Izuku, what are you doing here? Izuku would stutter trying to explain why he's there, but Momo would just shout, get out, you perv! And Izuku would shout, sorry! And he'd re-enter the phone and going back home. Izuku would go back home and he would think about what happened and would smile and blush, saying, and then would slap himself saying, stop it, you perv. And he'll just go back to whatever he's doing. Oh my god, I don't know why. What's wrong with me? Hey, I enjoyed that. Hope you enjoyed that. Why did I do that? So yeah. Anyways, that's why I'm getting off today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it off with that. And yeah, sorry this took 5 years to get out, but I tried to make a script and things are taking time, but we move. So yeah, look forward to part 2. I think this could be a very good series because I'm trying to put in some elements I've never done before and also make things more interesting, even more detailed than before. But yeah, without further ado, it's been King Donald signing out. Peace. See ya. I know that was cringe, but yeah, I'm flustered that I picturing Momo naked. I mean, like, whoo, Izuku's a lucky man. but she still bakes it. But in this what if I'm gonna make her a bit more flavor, you know, more like señorita. I don't know, what am I saying? Anyways, bye.